Hey everybody, how about this Michael Flynn stuff? The guy got railroaded. Everybody who's got a brain knew that back then. And the Department of Justice finally concluded their investigation, and he was ordered to be released, and the case dropped. But did that happen? No. The judge handling the case refused to drop the case as he was instructed to do, and began consulting a liberal activist group to see what he ought to do. Sorry, but when the Department of Justice tells you, I don't care who you are, if you're a Supreme Court Justice and the Department of Justice tells you to get rid of a case, you're supposed to get rid of it. You don't, as a judge, have the authority to say, no, I'm not going to follow these instructions by the Department of Justice, who all the courts in the United States serve under. You don't get to make the decision as to whether or not you're going to go ahead and drop that case. You can't tell them, no, I'm going to keep looking into this until I'm satisfied or until I find something else to hang this guy on. Judges aren't supposed to be partisan. We know they are. We know they are. Obviously, they're partisan in the Supreme Court, or people wouldn't pitch so much a bitch when it came time to confirm them. So the lower court judges are no different, but they're not supposed to be so blatant about it. Finally, an appellate court ordered the judge to drop the case, dismiss the charges against Flynn. I believe that that judge should, I don't know what they do to judges, censure. He should be thrown off the bench, is what he should be. Disbarred, in my opinion, because we're supposed to count on these guys to mete out justice. But they're not doing that. And the whole country is on fire right now, almost literally, over the injustices that police are carrying out. And now we have some of the higher courts in the United States that are actually determining the future of people, not carrying out justice blindly the way they're supposed to do. And I hope this guy is punished over this. He should be. They're demanding that every cop that farts or picks his nose in public now be hung from the highest yardarm. But it's okay for judges to do this? No, it's not okay for judges to do this. This whole thing was a sham from the very beginning. Way back when all this was going on, we all knew Russian collusion was a sham. We knew it. It was silly. I couldn't believe that the American people and judges that were falling for all this. It was so obvious what was going on and what they were trying to do. This was all about unseating President Trump. And I'm going to have to look at some notes here because I can't remember all of this stuff. There was a note that has surfaced, was written by Peter Strzok, and some of the points brought up in it were, and this was written January 5th, which was the day after the FBI exonerated Flynn from any wrongdoing where this whole collusion thing was going. But President Obama, according to what I've seen here in this handwritten note by Peter Strzok, said, even though he's been exonerated, keep going and let's get the right people in there. If the director of the FBI, who was certainly no Trump fan, said that there was no wrongdoing there, are you saying that the director of the FBI isn't the right man? Evidently, that's what they're saying. Vice President Joe Biden is the one who brought up using the Logan Act to get around these legalities. You can go read up on the Logan Act. I believe it was either John Adams or Thomas Jefferson that signed it into law, and I don't believe it has ever been used. It was written for a specific reason that had to do with Americans or anybody actually going to a foreign country and acting on behalf of the American government without approval. That's what it dealt with. I don't know the precise wording of it. But anyway, Joe Biden's the one that brought that up. So there's Obama, there's Biden, and we have Peter Strzok telling James Comey, the then director of the FBI, that the calls between Flynn and Kislyak were legit. That was his wording. These calls are legit. That would seem to tell me that they don't have anything on this guy, but they used the FBI to then manipulate facts, and they actually did. They didn't just manipulate them, they altered the facts of the investigation to use at General Flynn's trial. And the people want to cry today about what police are doing? They had better worry about what our courts are doing. I hope that everyone involved in this, Obama, Biden, Comey, and I don't know what Comey's actual involvement in this was, but obviously Obama, Biden, Peter Strzok, these people need to be called on the carpet for this. They need to be held accountable. They need to explain themselves. But you know what? I'll bet they don't have to. We're living in some crazy times. We're living in some very, very weird times. The Democrats have lied, not been mistaken. They have lied about almost everything involving everything they've tried to do to get Trump out of office through the impeachment hearings. It was all bullshit. I mean, it's obvious. They had nothing on him. He had committed no crimes. They just didn't like him, and you don't get to impeach a president because you don't like him. You shouldn't be allowed to play those kind of political games with the United States of America. But they're letting them do it. So what are we going to do? I hope that things like these notes, I hope more of this surfaces. I think it will. I think more people are going to be implicated in all of this before it's all said and done. And I really, truly hope that some of these people, I hope all of these people are investigated. And if they have been involved in criminal acts like this, trying to, this is falsely accusing someone. It's perjury. Who knows how far it goes. But I hope they're all called on the carpet for it. I hope they're all held accountable. I'm glad that General Flynn has been exonerated and is free, and the case is dropped. Anyway, let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. And we'll see y'all later. Hopefully not in a kangaroo court in the United States.